What's up, guys? Welcome to Far From Blake, and today we're going to be talking about, is Blue Beetle the next Iron Man? Alright, so I know what you're thinking. Blue Beetle the next Iron Man. That's insanity. Well, stop right there. Let me explain. Why do I think that Blue Beetle has the chance to be the next Iron Man? It's for a multitude of factors. One, the suit and powers and ability is very similar to Iron Man. I'm seeing smacks on the forehead right now. People saying like, okay, what does that have to do with Iron Man? It's nothing like Robert Downey Jr. You can't compete with that. What I mean by that for the DC is that we've never really seen the Blue Beetle character in live action form. Before Iron Man 2008 with Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man was not considered a A-list, S-tier character. It was until Robert Downey Jr. brought him to life. That's when Iron Man became top tier MCU, top tier superhero. With that said, I do think that the Iron Man character was more popular than maybe the Blue Beetle was. From my experience, I grew up liking Iron Man. I don't know exactly how I knew who Iron Man was. I don't know if it was a specific cartoon or whatever. I'm pretty sure I had a toy of Iron Man way before Robert Downey Jr. ever became Iron Man himself. I always thought the concept of Iron Man was really cool. I actually always thought he was cooler than Captain America before everyone else thought he was cooler when the movies came out. Blue Beetle, I genuinely never, ever heard of until a couple years ago when Zolo was announced to be the Blue Beetle. And the reason why I knew about it was because I'm a diehard Cobra Kai fan, if you saw in my Blue Beetle movie review. But what I mean by all this is that Zolo is the first Blue Beetle. He's the first. We haven't seen anyone else portray him in live action. The fact that I feel like most people, unless you're like a diehard comic book nerd who like knows all the ins and outs of the DC comic books and all this and that, the general population doesn't have any clue who Blue Beetle is. So this is their first opportunity to see him. And even when Iron Man came out, like I said, he was nowhere as big back then. So that was probably a lot of other people's first impression of Iron Man. Granted, I don't think it's the same. I think Iron Man was a little bit more in the mix, but Iron Man was always considered probably more of a B-level character. But now he's like, considered the best in the MCU by a lot of people, a lot of people's favorite Marvel character, and a lot of people's favorite superhero. Now, I'm not saying that Blue Beetle is going to be all of that. What I'm saying is that Robert Downey Jr. had a chance to be the definitive Iron Man that we all know and love, that makes everyone go, there can never be another Iron Man. I think Zolo can be that for the Blue Beetle, if people gave it a chance. If you haven't seen my movie review, that's where I go more into the details of the actual movie of Blue Beetle, so you can go check that out up here. But basically, I really liked the Blue Beetle movie. I really like the Blue Beetle character, and I really want to see more. I want to see him further move on in the DCU, in James Gunn's DCU. I'm hoping they do that. If not, give me a DC Elseworlds type thing, like Matt Reeves' Batman, and give us a full trilogy of these movies. I want to see more of this character. I think the abilities of this character and the things that they could do is limitless. This is why I wanted to make another video talking about this. Like I said, I think Zolo has the opportunity to be the definitive Blue Beetle, just like Robert Downey Jr. was the definitive Iron Man. I don't think DC fans are helping out right now. They should be showing up to theaters. They should be supporting right now. The fact that they're not is ridiculous. It's a really good movie. I think it's just really popular nowadays for not just DC fans, superhero fans, and everyone alone. Just to go, oh, the trailer's generic or whatever, this and that. They just don't want it. They just don't want to see it. And it's like, this is why the movie theaters are dying. Go out and see this movie. If you're a superhero fan, and most importantly, if you're a DC fan, if you're a Cobra Kai fan, you should be going out to see this movie and be supporting Miguel from Cobra Kai, aka Zolo. I promise it won't disappoint. And I really think that this character has the ability to do something special in the future, whether it's being a part of the DCU and having his character be a part of that, or having sequels to his movie. Because I definitely think by a second and third movie, if it gets greenlit under James Gunn's supervision, because you got to remember, this first movie was not under James Gunn's supervision. It was already being made and processed. I think that if they make another movie, James Gunn's going to have some sort of hand in overseeing the project, and I think he's going to do something special with this character, so I really want to see more of it. Like I said, I'm not comparing him to Iron Man in the sense of that he's as good as Iron Man or the movie is or it's as groundbreaking. Obviously, the 2008 Iron Man definitely set the table for really big things to come. I generally think if it wasn't for DC being in such shambles over the last couple of years and, switching from DCEU to DCU and, but we're still going to release The Flash, we're still going to release Shazam 2, we're still going to release Aquaman 2, which still hasn't even came out yet. It's going to come out almost a year after they announced that DCEU is dead. I think that's the reason why people are confused and people aren't going out to see Blue Beetle. They don't know if it's a DCU. They don't know if it's DCU. Or if they're even going to do anything at all with it. That's the problem. And that's the reason why I think people aren't seeing it overall. But at the very least, people should be going out just for entertainment value. I promise you, at the very least, you'll get some sort of entertainment from this movie. It's so heartfelt. The family dynamic is great. And Zolo, who plays Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle, was fantastic. And I think that Blue Beetle does have the chance to be a top tier superhero if given the opportunity, just like Iron Man was given the opportunity for the DCU, for DC in general. DC really doesn't have a strong brand right now outside of Batman. So yeah, that pretty much is it. I can just kind of go in circles. I just wanted to have a little free-form talk about the Blue Beetle a little bit more because I don't like that it's not really getting talked about in the sense of people going out to see it. I'm seeing reviews and this and that, but not a lot of people are going out to see it. I think this movie deserves more love, so I want to double down on saying if you haven't seen the movie yet, go out and see it. Don't go in expectations that you're going to be like, okay, he's as good as Iron Man because I'm talking about this. I understand some of it is a little clickbaity, but I genuinely do see comparisons in that aspect of being that Zolo can be the definitive Blue Beetle because we've never seen it before, and I think that's a cool opportunity. I think the actor is fantastic. He does a great job in the role. I think the powers and the abilities of Blue Beetle, it is similar to a Iron Man. It is similar to a Spider-Man or a Iron Spidey. Even some parts of it I've seen, and it made me think about more. That kind of has like a Venom thing going on for it too, the way the powers and abilities are. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm not going to go into big spoilers into all that. If you see it, you'll know what I mean. But you can probably get the idea from trailers and whatnot that he can do certain things that Iron Man could do, the way he's in the suit, the way he looks out, and the way he has blasters and this and that. But he's very unique in the sense that he has the ability to imagine any sort of powers or weapon that he wants. And we don't fully get to go into that too much in this movie. But I think by a third movie, maybe him being featured in like a Justice League movie or, a Batman Brave and the Bold or Superman or whatever James Gunn has planned for the DCU. If Blue Beetle can be a character in that world, in this universe of DC, I think that he could be a really cool addition and something that we really haven't seen before if done right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you agree with any of my sayings, leave a comment down below. What do you think? Do you think that Zolo has the ability to maybe not be just a Robert Downey Jr., like in the sense of like a definitive character of Blue Beetle, but like maybe a different character? Or do you think he has the ability to be a really strong character in the DCU? Do you think he belongs in the DCU? Would you rather just see a Elseworlds edition? leave a comment down below what you think. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on the movie in general, I have a movie review, so go check that out of the Blue Beetle, and we can engage more in that. Let me know if you like the Blue Beetle as a character. Do you like Jaime and his family and that dynamic? Yeah, I just want to, engage in more talk about the Blue Beetle while it comes out, or while it just came out. So yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe. I'm out. Subscribe.